We now come into towns and look at trade. New cities are emerging, commercial centers, administrative centers. Often they are located along important trade routes. So we have Puhar, which is a coastal town. A lot of shipping activity takes place from here. We have Ujjaini, as I've already mentioned earlier. It was along an important land trading route which connected southern and northern India. We had Mathura, which was right at the center of the Indo-Gangetic plains, and Takshila, which connected India to the larger Silk Route. What were urban populations like? So there was a mix of both elite and craftspeople. We have found NBPW, or Northern Black Polished Ware Pottery, which was a very fine grade of pottery. So perhaps this kind of pottery was being used, by the richer people living in the city. We have also found evidence of a large variety of goods made with different kinds of materials. So you have tools, weapons, jewelry, which were made of iron or copper, bronze, silver, shell, gold, and so on. We also have a lot of donor inscriptions, especially to temples, which mention washing communities, washing folk communities, weavers, scribes, carpenters, potters, goldsmiths, blacksmiths, officials, religious teachers, merchants, and even kings. We also have evidence of shrenis or guilds, craft guilds or trade guilds, which organized and regulated production and the quality of the production. And on the other hand, they also looked after the needs of the members as well. Indian trade was quite widespread, not only within the Indian subcontinent but also far beyond. They traded in all directions. So we had trade links with Central Asia. In fact, they connected us to Europe as well, Southeast Asia, North Africa, and China. In Sangam texts, we find successful merchants are designated as Masattuvan in Tamil and Settis and Satvahas in Prakrit. And these merchants could grow to be enormously rich. Now, the items of trade were also mind bogglingly varied, but we can only name a few here. So, salt, grain, cloth, metal ores, finished products, stone, timber, medicinal plants, spices, especially pepper, was very, highly demanded in the Roman Empire. Now, when we're talking about long distance trade, we have to talk about monetization or emergence of coins, because it is coins or currency that really facilitates, you know, uh, trade over long distances and also trade in high value items. So the earliest punchmark coins that we find are uh, made in silver and copper. They facilitated trade and exchange. And when numismatists study coins, where coin hoards are found, they help us mark out commercial routes of those times. We have coins not only issued by kings but also merchants and bankers' guilds, and even tribal republics like the Yodhayas were minting their own coins. The Indo Greeks issued the first coins with names of kings on them, and later on, this practice was adopted by different Indian dynasties as well. The first gold coins were issued by the Kushanas and later the Guptas. The Kushana gold coins were almost of the same weight and value like that of the Indo Greek coins. Now, gold coins indicate enormous value of trade over long distances. We found a lot of coin hoards, which may reveal, which were important centers of exchange, how the routes were mapped out. But as we move further in this period, we see that by the 5th and the 6th century CE, we find less coins. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean that empires were in decline and they didn't have enough money to mint gold? They didn't have enough gold sources to mint gold coins? Other scholars have argued that perhaps they were in circulation and maybe the empires were stable, which is why the people did not have to, hoard and hide the money. There are yet other scholars who say that maybe the trade routes had changed and we have not discovered those new trade routes. So perhaps an accidental find of coin hoards will actually redefine trade routes.